So I know like toda Hindi. Ek nimbu is like 22 kronas bus. Khana bahut acha hai. And they'd be like, oh, the foreigner knows some Hindi. And so like, here's a free gulab jamun.
Her pickup line essentially was,
Hi.
Okay, so these are already boiled. Thank you. These are already steamed.
Okay.
People will show up here at 6:30. I have been cooking ever since I was a little girl. Being raised in an Italian house, it was just in my blood. One of my favorite things in the entire world to do is have my friends over for dinner. And it got more popular, more people started hearing about my dinners, including celebrities, and so it just took off from there. So really, that's how I started doing these types of dinner parties. It's really funny that I'm cooking with coconut today because I ended up developing a coconut allergy when I was living in India. The event happening tonight is called my Desi dinner party. So after moving to Prague from India, we get amazing Indian food here, but we can't get the street food. So my monthly Desi dinner parties are where we bring some of the traditional street foods to life that otherwise you would not be able to get abroad.
I think Mariko was right. Her life is full of drama.
Today's menu incorporates some of my favorites from Los Angeles, India, and now Czech Republic. I'm doing puris with a roasted apricot chutney and some goat cheese. I'm doing a chole salad. I made some pickles with lychee and serving it with some pea sprouts and some other goodies in there. And then our main course today will be a Bhaji, but instead of pav, because it's hard to get the good ones, we're doing croissants. And then for dessert, it's gonna be some vanilla bean gelato with some imported Alfonso mango pulp, a little besan laddu, coconut, and a few little goodies to throw in there.
What do you do?
I'm not professional from gastro, but I am kind of cosmetic, like I do eyelash extension.
Okay, it's a business or?
Yes, it is.
Okay,
Yeah.
So it's full time?
Yes, it is, and of course I'm a mother, half-time mother.
One of my signature dishes since moving to Czech Republic has actually been like pani puris, but without the pani, because everyone just loves that little like ball that you crunch. It's filled with goodies. So somehow that has been so popular. I'm even being asked to make it for like 80-year-old aunties' birthdays because it's one of those things that they've never tried before and their kids are like, they have to try this.
मैं 2015 से हूँ और मैंने काफ़ी सारे रेस्टोरेंट्स में काम करा, इंटरनेशनल, मल्टीनेशनल.
One thing that I learned in India is how important mangoes are and what a part of life they are. With my partner, this would have been his first year ever living abroad, and he was saying, hey, this is gonna be the first year in my life that I have not had Indian mangoes. So I was determined to get him Indian mangoes, and I did. So before I know it, this season, I probably had like 24 dozen mangoes, and they were kind of expensive. So if I don't own a house, it's because, you know, I've been buying all these mangoes, you know, don't tell auntie. And yeah, and I just like froze them up, got a vacuum sealer, so I had them all preserved. And it was funny because some of my Indian friends would come over and I'd be like, oh, here's some mangoes, here's mangoes. And then Chaitan would say, are they really that good of friends that they're worth 6 mangoes? I was in Asia doing some PR, and I was at a travel tech conference doing the PR for like the government, and he was the speaker, and met him.
my perspective, she had a heads up over me. Like she knew who the speaker is probably went through my LinkedIn and everything, figured me out. She totally checked me out.
You lived in India, and I was like, I'll move to India. So I moved to India, and I was there for like 4.5 years.
Probably good speech. It's usually the other way around, but
Finally, to the point that I was like, all right, I'm Chetan. We can stop staring at each other and like. And yeah, that was the opening of it. But I would say her pickup line essentially was.
Yeah, so we were in Bombay, and then we did a year, and I moved there in 2018, so I was there for like 2.5 years, and then there was the year of pandemic.
And she's like, oh, just give me your phone. I'll be your Facebook concierge. Puts in her digits, calls herself from my phone.
Then after a year of pandemic, we moved to Goa because we didn't want to be around, and we didn't want to be around people. We didn't like people anymore after COVID. And then, Goa was nice. It was white sandy beaches, warm waters. Every day was like vacation. I know like Toda Hindi. It's really funny because my mother-in-law, whenever she would go out to eat with us, she would always ask for the manager to come and talk to our table. And she would be like, Mariko. And then I'd be like, Khana bahut acha hai. And they'd be like, oh, the foreigner knows some Hindi, and so like, here's a free gulab jamun. So it's kind of funny that my early days of Hindi started as just like, foreigner tricks so I could get some, free desserts after dinner. But I know the essentials, how to, do shopping at the market. I know the curse words. I know the basics like that.
how long is your international?
Depends on your residency status. If you're on a tourist visa,
Right, but you just
then
show
his
UK passport, right?
But the UK passport would have some sort of a visa or a stamp.
Right.
Ah, yeah.
So that's
Then
how
shows
you.
a UK ID.
Yeah. Oh, look at that.
Yes.
When guests come to my culinary experiences, they really can expect some amazing food and drink and wonderful company, new people to connect with. But one of the most wonderful things is this view. We don't have that many uninterrupted views of Vltava. Prague Castle is right there. So they can really just experience Prague in an entirely different setting than your usual bar or restaurant scene. So my recommendations for coming to Prague is make sure to explore outside of the city center. If you're in Old Town, see all that stuff, but don't spend too much time there. It's gonna be touristy, the food isn't that good, everything's overpriced. Just, walk like 10, 15 minutes down the river and you'll get a completely different vibe. And then the other thing too is just, check out some of the different restaurants. My friends who've been visiting from India, they have been so surprised by the amount of veg food. So like veg Italian and French and Czech food, like the list goes on and on. So just don't be afraid to explore. There's going to be a lot of wonderful surprises.